From Great American Ballpark in downtown Cincinnati, welcome to Reds Baseball. Tonight, the Reds and Cardinals close out a three-game set, and all the action is coming up on your home for Reds Baseball. And hi again, everyone, alongside the Cowboy, Jeff Brantley. I'm Jim Day. Thanks so much for joining us here on Fox Sports Ohio. You know the old sayings, big old hang with them after last night. But it's a new day today for the Reds, and if you're looking for bright spots, since Joey Votto was taken out of the lineup for those three games, since his return, he's been swinging a good bat.
Well, I hear the word passion all the time. You hear fans talking about it where there's a lack of or where there's an overabundance of passion. You've got to figure out a way to play the game hard. And since Joey Votto had the issue where he was benched for 3 days, those are his words, not mine, he has come back with a vengeance. I think he's swinging the bat as well as we've seen Votto at any point in time in his career. When you're hitting the ball out of the ballpark with regularity, he's getting on base 2 and 3 times a game. What else can you ask from a leadoff batter?
Tonight, it's Tyler Mahle going to the hill for the Reds. Still a young pitcher, and you're looking for signs of growth. Last time out, gave up 2 first-inning home runs and got over the hump, really settled in after that.
Yeah, I thought he was really frustrated in that first inning, especially after the second home run. But what I saw from Tyler Mahle is something that I've not seen yet in his big league career, and that was command of a shorter breaking ball. And not only when he's ahead in the count, but when he's been behind in the count. He throws a split-fingered changeup. It has worked as well. And you can see hitters swinging over the top of the off-speed pitch. He can throw the fastball. We have no doubt about that. But throwing the fastball, when you have command of the breaking ball, it makes that fastball that much better.
For the Cardinals tonight on the mound, it's Johan Oviedo hailing from Cuba. What do you know about this guy?
Oviedo, big-time arm, great slider. And I think that the biggest key for the Reds tonight is to be able to make this kid throw strikes. He's going to throw an over-the-top curveball every once in a while, but mostly it's that high-velocity fastball and the late, quick biting slider. He's a big guy. He's 6'6". He gets a great reach to the plate. I think the ball comes out. It's going to get on the hitters quick. You've got to make sure that he throws the ball over the plate.
All right, when we come back, we're talking about the new guys.
And by Skyline Chili. Feeling good? It's Skyline time. Well, as the trade deadline approached, the Reds were looking for some help. Well, they got it. Outfield help, and more importantly, someone to help in the pen. And that's someone, Archie Bradley. He actually started his career as a starting pitcher, but has been a closer and a setup guy as well. Had great success in Arizona. He says that he's very excited to come and help here in Cincinnati.
Shocked first, you know. I spent 10 years in Arizona. Great start to my career. So thankful for everything in Arizona. But today, when I stepped on the plane, and then especially when I stepped in the locker room today, it was like, all right, I'm a Cincinnati Red now, and let's go do this thing. They traded for me to pitch in games, and that's what I'm here to do. And you know, I know the people in Arizona will back this up, but I don't care if it's the 9th inning or the 2nd inning. I want to pitch in games that matter. I want to pitch in games that help our team win, and that's what I'm here to do. And anytime you throw up a zero, that's the ultimate goal. You're trying to keep guys from scoring. And, you know, like I said, I'm just here to pitch. That's kind of what I've always said. I just want to pitch. I want to get guys out, and I'm going to stay to that.
Well, the outfield help, well, Brian Goodwin. He had some great success with the Nationals, and now he comes to Cincinnati. He had really good success here at Great American Ballpark as well. Hit his first Grand Slam of his career 2 years ago. He says he's pumped to come here and help out as well.
When I found out Cincinnati, honestly, I was pretty excited. It kind of came as a surprise, most definitely. But you know, it was a good one. It was a good surprise. Had a lot of good memories in this ballpark. They've all been on, you know, the opposite side, but at this point, it's a great time to turn that around and bring something to the home team. It's nuts, man. You know, waking up this morning at 7 o'clock, you might not think that you're gonna get 3 ABs in a game like that, but just getting here and getting settled in, getting my feet wet, you know, is a good thing. And I look forward to getting more ABs in the future, consistently.
Well, he got a full night's sleep, and he'll need it because he is right into the starting lineup. Goodwin will play center field tonight and bat 6th in the order. Well, the Reds hope to close out this homestand with a win. And if they do,
American Ballpark, Cardinals and Reds set to face off once again here on Fox Sports Ohio. Here's your Cardinals lineup, brought to you by Jeff Weiler Automotive. Colton Wong had himself a night last night, back in the leadoff spot. Tommy Edman, Paul Goldschmidt batting third, Brad Miller, Paul DeYoung, Yadier Molina behind the plate, Matt Carpenter third, Tyler O'Neill in left field, and Lane Thomas getting the start in center. Well, the Reds have ran into some hot hitters for the Cardinals facing the Reds. Our Elk and Elk storylines: Paul Goldschmidt, 467 average, Wong above 400, and Yadier Molina, he's been on that Reds killer list for several years. Trying to put a dent in those numbers tonight, though, is right-hander Tyler Mahle.
Tyler's coming off of his best start in what we have seen in a long time. 11 strikeouts the last time out. And he did give up the couple of home runs in the first inning, but I thought the adjustment was outstanding, and he just continued to – he really just pounded the strike zone. And I thought that he was going to have difficulty throwing the fastball against the Cubs, but his fastball was so well located, it didn't matter.
Gave up 2 first-inning home runs last time out Friday versus the Cubs. They were both solo shots. And we've seen many times for a younger pitcher how that can blossom into much, much more. But innings 2 through 7, 0 hits, 9 of his 11 strikeouts. Here's the defense behind him, brought to you by Ford. Shogo Akiyama in left field. Brian Goodwin getting his first start in a Reds uniform. Castellanos in right. At infield of Suarez, the youngster Garcia, Moustakas Votto, and Tucker Barnhart back in the lineup, hanging the signs for Tyler Mahle. And there's Brian Goodwin. It's traded for him at the deadline. Flew cross country yesterday and actually got 3 at-bats in last night's game and already has his first hit in a Reds uniform. Wong's in the box. Mahle on the rubber. And we are set for Reds baseball. First pitch to Wong, up and away. We are underway. 82-degree game time temperature, but it feels hotter than that. Very humid in the Cincinnati area today and tonight. 1-0 pitch is found back out of play. .256 overall is Wong. No home runs, 6 RBIs, and a .367 on-base percentage. Wind up in the 1-1 from Mahle. In on the hands, and again found out of play.
I think Tyler had a little bit of difficulty just settling in his last start. But as I mentioned earlier, once he settled in, he had as good of command of his breaking ball and the changeup as I think I've seen. He was throwing the breaking ball really in any count, and that's going to be a necessity against this Cardinal ball club.
Mahle had 1-2, and this one down the right field line, and foul ball.
That was a slider there that did not do anything. It just spins middle in, and it was hammered. That's where you hold your breath if you're standing on the mound, and then, oh, thank you.
Now the 1-2 again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wong had 4 hits last night. Was on base 6 times. Also hit by a pitch and walked. Let's see the communication between Shogo and Goodwin. It's Goodwin peeling off, and 1 out. And as time goes on, you'll probably see Goodwin calling off in that situation. But an easy first out for Mahle, and now Tommy Edman at the plate.
I think for any starting pitcher, the difficulty lies in trying to get the feel early in the ball game for your secondary pitches. And it doesn't matter if you're a Hall of Fame pitcher or if you just got called up to the big leagues. Everybody kind of seems to be the same.
Edman, a .274 batter, 1 home run, 12 RBIs. Switch hitter in right field tonight. We've seen him all over the diamond for Mike Schilt here in 2020. Popped up. It'll be Suarez in foul ground, 2 outs.
You were talking about Edman, and it is the big league scenario for just about every ball club. If you can hit, they will find a place for you to play.
Indeed, particularly today, the Cardinals put Dexter Fowler on the injured list, and being ultra careful with Fowler. He's taking medication that thins his blood, which makes his immune system suspect. And with what's going on here in 2020 with COVID-19, they're being extra cautious and put him on the injured list, and it might be a few weeks at least before they see him back. And particularly with the Cardinals, who had the biggest outbreak of COVID-19, extra careful, and Fowler put on the injured list today. No balls and 2 strikes on Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt hitting just .353 on the season.
Just. And it doesn't matter if you're ahead in the count or behind in the count. This dude can hit.
And it's a line drive that Shogo Akiyama gloves. A 1-2-3. Here's David Bell's lineup, brought to you by Jeff Weiler Automotive. Votto back in the leadoff spot. Castellanos. Jesse Winker back in the lineup after serving his 1-game suspension last night. Suarez hitting cleanup. Moustakas. Brian Goodwin, first start in a Reds uniform. Garcia. Akiyama batting 8th. Barnhart batting 9th. And they will face big righty Johan Oviedo. And I mean big righty. Making his 3rd major league start this season. 3.60 ERA, covering 10 innings. Minor league numbers from last year. These are from single A and double A. 12-8, 4.73 ERA, but it was in spring camp that really caught the eye of the Cardinals, and thought that he could make the leap, and he has made the leap, taking the place in the rotation of Ponce de Leon. First pitch way outside Votto.
Yep. Oviedo was talking about trying to keep his arm in shape, that he was throwing on the top of his house.
On his roof, as he went home to Cuba during the shutdown, and where they live, it's a tough place to find 60 feet 6 inches. So his dad went up to the roof, said, "We got room here." He's throwing into a blanket. How about that? Worked on his breaking pitches with his dad.
Hey, look, we saw Jack Flaherty throwing up against a mattress in a hotel room. You got to do what you got to do.
Oh, yeah. His dad taped a square in the middle of the blanket for a strike zone, put a piece of wood behind it, as Votto grounds out for out number 1. Here's the 4 defensive lineup for the Cardinals. Tyler O'Neill in left, Lane Thomas center, Tommy Edman in right. Carpenter back at 3rd, DeYoung, Fulton Wong, Paul Goldschmidt, Yadier Molina. Same lineup we saw last night. And here's Castellanos.
Well, you look at Oviedo and you think this kid is put together.
Listed at 6'5", looks more like 6'6" to me. 245. 22 years of age. Born in La Habana, Cuba.
Well, these Cardinals have given Nick Castellanos a steady diet of the breaking ball. I don't think he's seen a fastball over the plate on purpose yet. 0 for 10 against the Cardinals, but 0 for 21 in the entirety of this season against the Cardinals. That is a tough road against a team that you've got to beat. Or should I say, you got to figure out a way to beat them sooner or later. And there's not a whole lot of later.
Rounded right at Carpenter. 2 outs. And the Reds will certainly welcome the bat of Jesse Winker back in the lineup. Again, served his 1-game suspension for that situation with the Cubs. Was appealing, at least for 1 game. And dropped the appeal, served it last night. .433 on-base percentage for Winker. Part of a 1.117 OPS. Continues to be amongst the league leaders. 10 home runs, 17 RBIs for Winker.
What we do know about Jesse Winker, he may have started slow in the beginning as we began the season, but since he started hitting the baseball, he has not stopped. It has not been an up and down and go on a 3 or 4 game streak. It's pretty much been every day or every other day he has hit and hit and hit. And there's no one else in this lineup that can say that.
Behind in the count, 1-2. And Oviedo was on the way to the dugout because he saw Molina leaning that way.
He'd already done the spin and got a little style involved in it. Hey, I got you. I'm going to turn my back to you. Let me head on to the dugout. A little skip step. That's a ball.
Count holds at 2-2. It's Nick Lentz calling balls and strikes behind home plate. How do you handle that as a pitcher? That's happened to you, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, a lot of times. Just skip right on back up to the mound and get the ball, make another pitch.
Throw the pitch, a little styling and profiling. And that was ball? Oh, okay.
You got your mojo going out there. Got to feel like you're getting a strike on every pitch.
Count holds at 2-2 to Winker. This will be Wong. And both pitchers turning in a 1-2-3 first from Great American Ball. Player resume for Tyler Mahle. Improvement versus left-hand hitters, obviously key as a righty. Last season, opponents averaged .282 and a .530 slugging percentage. This season, much smaller sample size, granted, but .149 opponent average and opponent slugging percentage down to .319. So he has improved. And he'll face a lefty here to lead off the second in Brad Miller. Swinging a hot bat. Well, after last night, pretty much everyone in Cardinals lineup swinging a hot bat, but it was Miller who set a new career high with 7 RBIs last night. .1-0 pitch.
Miller with that flat bat swing, regardless if the ball is high or low, he stays right on it. There is no lift in that swing.
In a few years since a left-handed batter, or in Miller's case, a left-handed batter that had 7 RBIs in a game for the Cardinals, Matt Carpenter, 2018 versus Cubs. .3-1 pitch. Hit well to center. Good one. Giving chase. And he'll watch it fly out of here. Miller continues his hot ways. 1-0 St. Louis.
This guy doesn't miss too many fastballs.
Especially center cut.
You have to be able to use more breaking balls against this Cardinal lineup. Those are the clubs and the pitchers that wear them out. If you can't throw a breaking ball for strikes, they will wear you out. And it's not normally via the home run. I mean, they are last in the big leagues as far as their home run percentage is concerned. But they get on base and they will beat you by 1,000 paper cuts, as we saw last night.
Well, it was mostly small ball last night.
Yeah, it's just little bitty dink dunk hits here, occasional double. But the problem is they grind out at bats, and that makes it really difficult if you're on the mound, because you never really know, okay, was that a good slider? Was it not a good slider? Was that a good fastball, or was it just kind of okay?
One ball and 2 strikes on the Cardinals shortstop Paul DeYoung.
Most pitchers, when you release a pitch, you're judging your next pitch based on the pitch that you just threw. You're trying to pitch one pitch ahead. You're not turning around and looking at the radar gun to see how hard it was. You're judging by whether the hitter was late or ahead. Cardinals don't show you much.
Two and two.
I mean, you think about it. You look down through this lineup. There are only 2 guys in the lineup that show me an overswing. One of them's Molina. The next one is Carpenter. And they're hitting 6 and 7.
Now the 2-2 from Malley in the dirt. The 3-2. Do it again. Since DeYoung made his MLB debut back in May of 2017, he has 14 career home runs versus the Reds. That ties Christian Yelich second most behind Kyle Schwarber. 3-2 again. And it's a walk to DeYoung. So after a clean first inning, home run walk given up by Malley.
It's very difficult for a pitcher from a mental standpoint to throw a 3-2 fastball on the inside corner, and that's what the Reds chose to do there. You have no room for error. It has to be an absolute perfect pitch. Either that or you leave it over the plate and the guy crushes it, especially a guy like DeYoung. He's a good fastball hitter. Or it runs off the plate, and in that case, it's ball 4.
First pitch inside to Yadier Molina. Molina's had the better of it in his matchups versus Malley, 7 for 12.
I would categorize that as an overswing. Most of the Cardinal hitters, especially up in the top of the lineup, they're not falling down when they swing. They're very steady, just trying to get the ball back through the middle. I don't know how many hits we saw between left and right center yesterday, but there were a lot of them.
We've talked about this, you and I, several times, not necessarily as much on the air, but about, in your day at least, and they still do it some, but reading a hitter and how he approaches it. When you see someone like Molina overswing like that as a pitcher, where are you going next?
just depends on where the body ends up. I mean, he's going to show you by his body mechanics whether it's breaking ball away or fastball in off the plate.
1-2 pitch. Mally's been getting some tutoring, and this is him talking about it, from Wade Miley, of reading hitters and how they're approaching.
To me, it's always about the hands. Where do the hands end up as the hitter takes a pitch or as he swings at a pitch? Did he get his hands out in front? Was he early? Or did he stay back and was he late? You can decipher a lot just by how a hitter takes a pitch.
Mm-hmm.
You throw a nasty slider and he's just sitting there and he doesn't move. Well, either he's seeing it right out of the hand or he's never going to swing at anything that has spin.
That's exactly what Malley was talking about with Miley. Miley was saying to watch, and they're doing it as they sit in this auxiliary seating here at the ballpark where you got a different view. Watch how this guy takes a pitch. There goes the runner. It's in the air to left, a long run for Akiyama. And he's under it for the first out. And back to first base, Paul DeYoung.
Well, I think some of our younger pitchers, as they came to the big leagues, and Malley would qualify in this category, you show up at the big league level, and you're just throwing what the catcher calls. You have no idea what these guys hit, how they hit. And so their initial experience at the major league level was not about reading the hitter at the plate, reading hands, understanding the hitter. It was just about, okay, he put down fastball, he's sitting away, that's what I'm throwing. You never learn how to pitch that way. You just learn how to throw. And let me tell you something, there is a whole lot of difference between those two words. Pitching, throwing.
First pitch to Matt Carpenter inside. How much do you think, and this not in Malley's case, but in college, when we've seen primarily college pitchers drafted, at least high anymore, that they're not calling their own pitches. Those pitches are being called from the dugout. How much does that affect a pitcher when they all of a sudden he's in pro ball and it's the catcher calling it, and he has the option to shake off the catcher if he wants to?
I think there has to be a quick learning experience, and you can develop that thought process quickly if you're taught the correct manner in which to do so. But we don't draft on pitchability out of college. We draft on raw talent. We're not drafting a kid that throws the ball 88 miles an hour and gets every college hitter out in America. We're not doing that. Nobody does that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You might be the worst pitcher on the team, and if you throw the ball 97, 98 miles an hour, you'll be the first one picked. You book that. Because we believe as professional organizations that we could teach those kids to be better and to harness that control and to learn the pitch effectiveness and how to tunnel pitches, how to move pitches side to side, refine your mechanics.
Two balls and a strike on Matt Carpenter. DeYoung at first base, one out. Easy play for Goodwin. Two down. We were wondering where Goodwin would play defensively. He can play all three outfield spots. And with Senzel still out, Akiyama's gotten the load there in center field, but tonight Akiyama back to left, which he played primarily at the beginning of the season, and Goodwin, who's played a lot of center field throughout his baseball life. This one will be handled by Castellanos. But the Cardinals get a run, middle of the second, one-run game.
On at T-Mobile tonight, Alex Dickerson of the Giants All he did last night at Colorado was go 5 for 6, 2 doubles, 3 home runs, 6 RBI. By the way, that 9th inning double he hit would have been a home run in 29 other ballparks. So every other ballpark in baseball, that would have been gone. The 16 total bases ties Willie Mays for the club record, which was 16. He's the first Giants player with 5 extra base hits in a game. He only had 6 extra base hits, guys, in the first 30 games of the season. Oh, by the way, they played again today. He was 2 for 5 with a double. The Giants win that game last night 23-5.
Man, all I need to know is he tied Willie Mays in anything. You tie Willie Mays, you're doing something right. Suarez, Moustakas, Brian Goodwin due up here in the second for Cincinnati. 3 balls and a strike on Suarez. Johan Oviedo together a 1-2-3 first, and now the 3-1 to Suarez. This one's ripped into left center field. That'll find the gap up against the wall. Suarez on his way to second base, and the tying run is in scoring position. 5th double of the season for Eugenio.
Watch where this pitch is. It is down and it is clocked. 2-seamer, it starts on the plate and runs back to the middle of the plate. You may get away with that if you elevate it with Suarez. If it's down, he is going to hammer it.
Hammer it he did. How about a 111.4 off the bat? Smoked. First pitch to Moustakas, a swing and a miss. That's the hardest hit ball off the bat of Suarez this season. Now the 1-1, and it's way over the head of Molina. Advancing to third easily is Suarez, just a bit high.
Well, you watch Molina as he calls the game. He's not calling the game based on what he thinks that you're comfortable throwing. And obviously, Oviedo was not comfortable throwing that pitch. He's calling changeups, backdoor breaking balls, 2-seamers, fastballs up and in.
Like he was almost trying to hit the mascot on that one.
Well, Molina has an idea about reading swings from the hitter and the game plan that goes with it. And what he expects is for you to be able to execute the proper pitch at the proper time, regardless of whether it's your 3rd major league start or if you're Adam Wainwright and you've been out there for 20 years.
Check swing and a walk to Moustakas.
Well, he almost caught Eugenio Suarez sleeping. Looked like he was about to raise up and flip it back to the pitcher, and he snapped that baby right down into the glove of Carpenter at third base.
Read something a brewing here in the second, 1st and 3rd, nobody out, and here's Brian Goodwin.
Yeah, we were talking about Goodwin playing center field earlier. These names for you: Irvin, Peyton, Aquino, Jankowski, trying to replace the absence of Nick Senzel. That's awfully difficult to do. What it should do is tell you the value of Nick Senzel to this Reds ball club. When you have to have that many players and then you have to trade for one in Brian Goodwin to try to cover the athletic ability of one Nick Senzel in center field. The Reds miss him.
Goodwin got into the game last night and calmly doubled on a ball to the wall. Nearly robbed of a hit, but it was a double. So 1 for 3 in his young Reds career as you look at his numbers overall.
Molina's got to be telling that kid, look, don't worry about the guy that's at the plate. If I call a breaking ball and it's 2-0, I want you to throw it for a strike. You just hit my mitt. I'll take care of what the game call needs to be. You just execute the pitch I put down. Your stuff's good. Come on, big guy.
Hitters count 2-0. And a strike called, marginal at that.
You could see Molina set on the outside corner, and he brought his left shoulder a little closer to the plate, almost rounding the outside corner to make the pitch look better.
Two 2-0 to 2-2.
That one excellent frame of that 2-0 fastball changed this entire at bat and may possibly change this entire inning. One pitch.
2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called.
Did it again.
Down and away. Let's take a look at the sequence.
Now watch how Molina turns his body. You see that right knee back towards the umpire? His entire chest is already framing the pitch before the ball ever gets to the plate. And this is the most excellent job. The mitt doesn't move. He freezes it. Heel of the glove off the plate, web of the glove on the plate. And the ball was definitely off the plate. But because the web of the glove is on the plate, umpire sees it as a strike.
Now Garcia. Jose has one 90 feet away. One-oh pitch. Rather large strike zone so far tonight for Nick Lentz.
And that's what that at bat will be remembered for. Okay, well, Nick Lentz has a big strike zone. Is it the umpire, or is it a great job by the man receiving the ball behind the plate? I would go with the second. Molina knows what he's doing.
1-1. 2 balls and a strike. I imagine these two youngsters, Oviedo and Garcia, have at least crossed paths more than once when we imagine on the baseball field, both from La Habana, Cuba. She at 22 years of age. Now the 2-1 inside.
But do you think David Bell called in Garcia and asked him, I've got 2 questions for you, son. Number 1, do you know this guy, Oviedo? Yes, sir. Can you hit this guy, Oviedo? Yes, sir. All right, you're in there. Go get him, kid.
Three, 1 pitch. Full count. Chased after a ball down and away.
That's just inexperience at the big league level for Garcia. He's looking for that 2-0 fastball. In his mind, he's seeing fastball. That ball never started anywhere near the plate. 3-1 fastball.
Early, but this is a big pitch. Swing and a miss. First and third, nobody out, and Oviedo strikes out back-to-back batters.
And I will go back to the 2-0 pitch to Brian Goodwin. Reds are rolling right along. The double by Suarez, the walk to Moustakas. It's 2-0 to Brian Goodwin. It looks like the Reds are starting to put together a rally. You do a nice job of receiving a fastball that's off the plate, and all of a sudden the entire at-bat and the inning changes dramatically.
So the pressure now on Akiyama. 2 outs, first and third.
And you see where Molina's going. He may know, the scouting report may be, okay, Akiyama wants the ball away. He's going to slap the ball the other way. If you know you can get 2 inches off the outside corner, it doesn't matter if every ball you hit is away. You don't want to swing at that. But if you get it for a strike, I'll sit out there all day.
Base hit, Akiyama past the diving Wong. This will tie the game at 1. On to third base goes Moustakas, so a clutch 2-out hit. Shogo.
Well, that's got to be a good feeling for Akiyama.
Fourth RBI of the season for Shogo.
Molina wanted that ball in off the plate. And it starts on the corner and runs back over middle in.
So still first and third now, and a chance for Barnhart to give the Reds a lead. There goes Akiyama, first pitch. Fake throw down, and it's a stolen base for Shogo, his third of the season. And now 2 sitting out there for Tucker. Oh, 1 pitch. Ball and 2 strikes on the Reds catcher. That's a big boost for Akiyama. Struggles have been mighty at the plate, and the adjustment slower than he or anyone would like. Popped up left side. Let's get a run, and we are tied at 1 through 2. News, player update, stat leaderboard, standings, game day live pitch-by-pitch, and much more. Download the MLB app today, the official app of Major League Baseball. Reds with 2 hits, Cardinals 1, each with a run across. Top of the third here on Fox Sports Ohio with the Cowboy Jeff Brantley. I'm Jim Day. Thanks for checking us out tonight. 9-1-2 to face Tyler Mahle here in the third. First pitch to Lane Thomas is in for a strike. And now the 0-1. Hopper to Garcia. Running throw. 1 out.
Lane Thomas has got some pretty good speed. You take too much time, he's going to be at first base. And he does not seem to take it slowly when he comes out of the box.
And now we'll kick it back to the top of the order, and Colton Wong. Coming into tonight's game, Wong, .417 average against the Reds this year, .190 against everyone else. This is Garcia in short right field. 2 outs.
2 quick outs, all set up by the breaking ball. We saw the improvement on that secondary pitch from Tyler Mahle against the Cubs. It led to 8 strikeouts or 11 strikeouts. Didn't look like it was quite there in the first inning. Got a little better in the second, much, much better here in the third.
He got Tommy Edman to foul out back in the first. Switch hitter batting from the left-hand side. And a breaking ball, get-ahead strike.
That's an all day long. If you've got command of that, there's no left-handed hitter that wants to go out there and hit that on first pitch with nobody on.
Ball and a strike. Mile-high pop-up. Votto calls off Barnhart. And it's a 1-2-3 third, turned in by Tyler Mahle. Tonight's game, Chad Ives from Florence, Kentucky will get the brand new Tundra built in the USA that's on display here at Great American Ballpark. Register to win by visiting your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. Top of the order for the Reds here in the third. First pitch to Votto, fouled back. Votto riding a 5-game hitting streak, and as we documented in the open, 8 for 15, 3 home runs since what he called a 3-game benching. His words, not ours. But however you label it, it was 3 games out of the lineup, out of the games. And it is, we've just seen a resurgent Votto since. Last night we saw him standing up, his stance more at the plate, wondering what version of Votto in the box we would get tonight. And again, he was choking down on the bat and standing a little more upright, definitely choking down here tonight. Because you never know from not only one game to another for Votto, but at bat to at bat, he'll change things up. Oviedo gets the better of him here. Third strikeout for Oviedo.
3 straight fastballs, very similar in location. That almost looked like Oviedo cut that ball just a little bit. He's thrown some with that same spin earlier, and the ball carried back over the plate. That one stayed in and stayed true off the corner.
The fastball. This one on the outside part of the plate. Ground out in the first for Castellanos. Quick 2 strikes.
With a scouting report on Castellanos, stay with the slider. Stay with the slider. Don't mess with a fastball over the plate.
Strike 3 called. Glare back at Nick Lentz from Castellanos, but he is done on 3 pitches. Better swing the bat tonight.
Well, if you're hitting on either club, you know what the strike zone is after your first at bat and after one time through the lineup. If it's a larger strike zone, you can whine, you can cry, you can gripe, you can look at the umpire, you can throw your bat up in the air, you can do whatever you want. It's still a strike. You've got to swing the bat.
Yep.
And most teams that do their homework, you will know whether the umpire has a larger zone or not before you ever start the ball game.
Nice play defensively by the Cardinals.
Just take a pick in your Reds gear to be placed in an actual seated Great American Ballpark. Proceeds benefit the youth baseball and softball programs of the Reds community. Details are available at reds.com/cutouts. Boy, kind of cool to see all these neat people sitting in the stands here at GABP, and you could be one of them, guys.
Pick, thank you very much. Paul Goldschmidt in the box. First pitch from Mahle. 3, 4, and 5 do them for the Cardinals here in the fourth. Tied at 1. Cardinals got a run in the second. It was a solo home run by Brad Miller. And the Reds tied it in their half of the second. A 2-out base hit, Shogo Akiyama. Backing, calling, and catching is Moustakas. 1 out. Our StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Brad Miller, last 2 games. Sprayed it all over the place. That's a cool graphic. I dig it. Except the results, of course.
I'd rather it say Suarez.
Then it would be really a really cool graphic.
Yeah, especially if you hit one 430 feet down the right field line. But it's not as though you look at Miller and you think to yourself, okay, this guy's going to really swing heavy, big swing, big uppercut. No. He looks like every swing he's trying to hit the ball right back up the middle, right back through the box. If he's a little early on the breaking ball, he pulls it. If he's behind on the fastball, he shoots it the other way.
The 2-1 to Miller.
And that's a tough guy to read that just stands there the way that Miller does. And there's really not a whole lot of front shoulder movement back to the plate as he starts to load up. We were talking about reading hitters earlier in the ball game. This is a tough guy to read.
And he draws a walk. Second walk given up by Malley. And that'll bring up Paul DeYoung. Second time Malley's facing the Cardinals this season. On the 23rd of August. Reds lost the game 6-2 in St. Louis. And Malley lasted just 3 innings. Gave up 3 earned runs. Coming off of a terrific start Friday against the Cubs. Pitched into the 7th, 6 2/3 innings, 2 earned runs. Reds won that game 6-5 through 106 pitches. And for Malley, pitchers are routine guys. He was kind of all over the map. He was a spot starter. They had him in the bullpen. Didn't know when he was going to pitch next, filling in for this guy, filling in for that guy. Finally, is of late been able to get into that routine of pitching every 5th time. Ground ball to Suarez, to second, on to first. That's a double play.
Has won the National League Gold Glove Award in each of the last 4 seasons, 2016 to 2019. Who are they?
Well, I think 2 of them are pretty easy. Look on the field tonight, but we'll let the viewers chew on that for a little bit. We have the answer coming up. Suarez hit the ball hard his first time up. It was a double in the left center field gap. And he's the one that came around and scored on Shogo Akiyama's RBI single. That's a fair ball. Long throw from Carpenter and scooped by Goldschmidt.
You hit any ball down the third baseline that Carpenter has to field, especially moving to his right, you got to run with everything you've got, because Carpenter has had shoulder problems for a long time and Making that throw is awfully difficult on the Cardinal third baseman.
One-out batter, Mike Moustakas. Two balls and no strikes on the Reds' second baseman. Now the 2-0. Oviedo working quickly.
For such a big guy, Oviedo has a very quick arm slot release. He's not long and loose. Think Randy Johnson, big, long, wide. He just gets the ball up there in the very short arm arc in the back. He doesn't really take the ball down underneath the belt. It's almost as though he leads with the elbow, gets it up by the ear, throws almost like a catcher would.
Payoff pitch. Carpenter giving chase, and we'll watch it fall about 3 rows deep.
Because if you're a catcher and you throw 96, they usually put you on the mound, especially if you're a Los Angeles Dodger, i.e. Kenley Jansen.
Down goes Moustakas. 5 of them for Oviedo.
Part of the reason that this breaking ball is so quick is that short arm arc that I was talking about allows Oviedo to get on top of the ball quicker in his motion to the plate. So instead of dragging the arm or dragging that front shoulder, he stays right on top. And when you get on top of the ball quicker, it allows you to finish out in front faster.
Oh, 0-1 pitch to Goodwin.
See, that was a different breaking ball there. That was more of the curveball variety. Even though the break was very sharp at the end, the speed was a good 10 miles an hour off the slider that we saw to Moustakas.
Hard hit ball into center field and right at the center fielder Thomas. Kroger. It's easy to place your order online and pick up at the store. Try it today at Kroger.com. And by Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com. Pretty shot. Queen City. 1-1 game, top of the 5th. They're trying to win the finale of 3 versus the Cardinals before off day / travel day tomorrow. Molina rips into the first pitch, and it's a 2-1 Cardinals lead.
Looked like a breaking ball that just spun over the plate.
O'Malley's given up 2 home runs, both solo shots. You know the old adage, give them up, have them be solo shots. Malley knew it by his reaction.
There are certain hitters that you can throw that get me over breaking ball to. Most of those hitters would be guys that are just looking for the fastball. They're not swingers on any pitch. Molina right now, he's swinging at anything close. And when you look at his numbers, you look at his walk totals, and you think, this guy's not walking ever. That tells me he's swinging as soon as he steps out of the dugout.
Ties Johnny Mize for 10th most in Cardinals history. This will be Akiyama. One down. And the batter's Tyler O'Neill. O'Neill was a flyout victim his first time up. And in on the hands, a swing and a miss.
And that was where the pitch that he popped up last time out to Castellanos was right on his hands, and they're going back in there with some regularity. Look, if I'm throwing that pitch and he's swinging and he's that late, I'm not throwing him anything else until he proves to me that he can actually foul it off.
0-2. And now the 1-2. Do that one again.
And he fouled it off.
Last time out for Mahle, as we talked about, he gave up those 2 solo home runs in the first. He gave up 2 hits in his 6 2/3 innings. Those 2 home runs. So after the first inning, they didn't get a hit off him, did the Cubs. Goodwin over to cut this one off. On his way to second base is O'Neill, and he's in there with a 1-out double.
Barnhart wanted this ball in the dirt, and not only is it over the plate, it's up.
Both the reaction of Mahle and Barnhart.
Well, you could see as Tucker gave the sign there, he was patting the dirt with his mitt as if to say, I want you to bounce this. It didn't bounce till it got out there to Goodwin.
Now the 9-batter, Lane Thomas. Two down. And now a quick message from La Rosa's.
Every game this year, 11 strikeouts means a $1,000 donation to the Reds Community Fund.
And now the 3rd time through the order for Mahle, leadoff man Colton Wong. So 2 times through for Mahle, 3 hits, 2 runs.
Not sure that's the pitch that Barnhart called. They got a strike on it.
The 0-1.
I think that's the pitch that he called.
Instead of getting the fastball, he got the split finger changeup. You could see Barnhart really moved that mitt right at the last second to the inside corner.
Well, maybe I'll have to come up with the signs that they used to give you when you couldn't see the signs.
Back when I was wearing those orange sunglasses.
Oh, don't bring that up. 0-2 pitch.
Well, you're at a spot right now, if you're Tyler Mahle, 0-2 here, especially with a runner at second base, and you've already given up the lead with the home run to Yadier Molina. You've got 2 pitches here where you've got to start the ball in the zone and get it out. You can't leave the ball on the plate in this kind of situation.
Oh, 2 again. Here comes. Now the 1-2 from Mahle. And this one's just served into left center field. That gets past Goodwin. That'll go all the way near the track. 1 run scores. And it's an RBI double for Colton Wong. And the Cardinals have a 2-run inning. Wong continues his damage against the Reds. RBI number 7 for Wong. And the batter is Tommy Edman. Pretty good piece of hitting by Wong. 2-strike count.
Well, Wong saw 3 of that split-fingered changeup in that at-bat. You know a hitter's going to slow down a little bit when you get to 2 strikes.
Ball and a strike on Edman.
I was just never a big fan of getting beat with my 3rd pitch with a runner at second base.
The 1-1. Floater.
Caught it.
Mike Moustakas climbs the ladder.
Oh, my goodness. That was a great play. I didn't think he was going to get it.
Check out the Moose.
Get up.
Who says a Moose doesn't have ups? The Reds home. It's presented by Densmore. This new exhibit features over 200 historic pennants and banners from the Reds championship seasons from 1919 all the way to 1990. Visit redsmuseum.org for more information. We'll have to work from behind here. Cardinals get 2. It's a 3-1 game. Jose Garcia, Akiyama, Barnhart due up. Latter 3rd of the lineup against Johan Oviedo. Oviedo's given up 2 hits and a run. And a 1-1 pitch. 1-2. flare. And a hold up long enough for Edman. 1 out. Akiyama delivered the Reds' only run in this one so far. One 0. Someone's cooking something around here. It's about ready to kill me. Smells good. And that hits Akiyama.
Well, the only death you'll have to worry about around here is trying to take it away from me. Just thought I'd tell you about it.
I believe you just threatened me. Jesse, did you hear that? He threatened me. I will step aside and let you have any grub that is brought near this place. Although I bet they're not thinking about us right now.
You ever reach down to pet a dog while it's eating its food?
One time in my life and learned a large lesson.
That's what I'm talking about. Draw back a nub, son.
Decent lead for Akiyama at first. Barnhart drives one to center field. Back is Thomas. Goodbye.
Came in on Barnhart his last at bat with that fastball. Barnhart popped it up to the third baseman Carpenter. This time, Tucker was waiting on him.
A large home run for Tucker. Ties the game at 3. And nice to see the Reds catcher smiling. Been a struggle. A brand new ball game here in the 5th. And now the leadoff man, Votto.
Well, I kind of thought we'd see Molina go to the mound after that home run. You've got a young pitcher on the mound, not a whole lot of experience, and that first pitch to Votto hit out in front of the plate. And that's not the slider that we have seen from Oviedo for the entirety of this ball game. And I'm sure the veteran catcher is trying to impart a little bit of wisdom and calm down the young man. You notice the pace of Molina. It's not as though he ran out and ran back. What Molina's trying to do is take a little bit of air out of the ball game, give the kid a chance to catch his breath after giving up the lead and giving up the home run. Try to get him to calm down a little bit. Then he makes a good pitch.
Cardinals have action in their pin. Genesis Cabrera, the lefty, beginning to throw.
I would imagine that Oviedo will see Castellanos. If he does not retire Votto, he'll face Castellanos, but that'll be his last batter.
3 balls and 2 strikes to count on Votto. And now the payoff. Back-to-back swings. Votto out in front. We'll do the 3-2 again.
Votto's sitting on a fastball here. That was a slider in on his hands. Votto swinging for fastball, and then he just sweeps the slider to the side.
Three-two again. Half swing. Carpenter. 2 down. And here comes Castellanos.
I think this is the last batter that we see Oviedo face tonight, regardless of him getting him out or Castellanos getting aboard.
The lefty Cabrera warming up in time to possibly face Winker, and that situation does come about as Castellanos gets hit by the pitch.
I can't imagine that Mike Schilt, after this pitch, is going to allow this right-hander to face Jesse Winker with a man aboard. Even though Winker's grounded out twice, Winker presents a whole lot of problem for a right-hander.
And here comes Schilt. He's already made the call to the bullpen. Second hit by pitch of the inning. Reds took advantage of the first one. We'll see what they do here with 2 outs. Winker coming to the plate.
Game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds.
Johan Oviedo, now a spectator in this one, as pitching coach Mike Maddox has a word with his young righty. And he will give way to the lefty, Genesis Cabrera.
Well, fortunately for Jesse Winker, he has faced Cabrera, faced him in St. Louis. And even though Cabrera's calling card is that big over-the-top hook, he got Winker with a hard fastball right over the inside corner. And it was a strikeout.
This will be the 3rd appearance for Cabrera against the Reds here in 2020. The game you were talking about, the strikeout of Winker, he would go on to give up 3 runs, although Cardinals made a couple of errors in the inning. They were all unearned.
That was the grand slam game.
It was indeed. Matt Davidson.
That only had 2 hits that game.
Yep. Winker first pitch swinging. But the Reds get a 2-run home run from Tucker Barnhart. And we are...
Stumper last 4 seasons. Gold Glovers, well, you got Buster Posey, Tucker Barnhart, Yadier Molina, so you're right, Jim Barnhart and Molina, and JT Realmuto. So 2 in this game. That's pretty darn good behind the plate, boys.
And Barnhart supplying some thunder with the bat. That last half, tied at 3, top of the 6th. Tyler Mahle still in the game for the Reds. Will face the heart of the order. Goldschmidt, Miller, DeYoung due up. The offense a pick-me-up for Mahle. We'll see how he handles it here in the 6th. Interesting enough, he completed 5 innings, has not struck out a batter tonight, Mahle. Last Red starting pitcher to finish the first 5 innings of a game without striking out at least 1 batter. You got to go back to 2017, Robert Stevenson. September 29th at Wrigley. Last to do it here in this ballpark. Alfredo Simon, 2014. Particularly the ways the game's been going, to look down at your scorebook and not see a single strikeout. But you get him out how you can, and he gets Goldschmidt out. Big first out of the 6th inning.
Well, I think you're facing a club that's much different than the club where you struck out 11 in the Chicago Cup. Both obviously are winning ball games in different ways. Cubs are up there with the big swing. They're trying to catch you with one swing of the bat. But as we said earlier, these Cardinals, they're just trying to put the bat on the ball and just trying to slash it.
Miller's swinging for the fences on that one. Nice pitch, 0-2. And the 0-2 offering from Malley. Swing and a miss. There's a strikeout.
It's great execution of pitches. Fastball in, you got an awkward swing. The changeup right on the outside corner, right at the very bottom of the strike zone. You entirely shifted the eyes of the hitter at the plate, and then you go up and away out of the zone.
DeYoung has walked in this game and grounded into a 5-4-3 double play that ended the 4th.
DeYoung likes the ball close to him. And even on the double play ball, he smoked it right at Suarez.
1-1 pitch. Now the pitch count for Malley manageable at 81. 2 outs into the 6th. And that'll happen when you're not striking out a bunch of guys. But he strikes out 2 in the 6th, back-to-back. It's available right now. You can support the Reds Community Fund and be a winner. Raffle tickets available at reds5050.com. You must be 18 and older to participate and in the state of Ohio to purchase. 1,000 bones on the line right now. 3-3 game. They're a great American. Genesis Cabrera remains in the game for the Cardinals. They have a righty in Suarez and then a couple of lefties, Moustakas and Goodwin, due up. Right at DeYoung. 1 down. Cabrera handles the righty and now will face the back-to-back lefties. For 1 and a walk for Moose. So made a nice defensive play. Helping Malley to end the 5th. And it was a point of the game when he made that catch, climbing the ladder, that Cardinals had plated 2 in the inning and had a runner on second base. So he saved a run, and right now, in a tie game, big play. Two-0 pitch. Turn the Moose loose here?
No way.
Taken all the way, and it's a 4-pitch walk.
Not against this guy. I'm not sure that Cabrera knows where the ball's going sometimes.
That doesn't make it easy on a hitter.
Makes it hard to have a game plan.
And here's Brian Goodwin. Stung the ball last time up, but it was a line out right to the center fielder. Breaking ball floats in for a strike.
Now that breaking ball there from Cabrera is the ultimate equalizer.
The 0-1. Goodwin behind, no balls and 2 strikes.
When you can throw a big bender like that with that kind of rotation that starts at the front shoulder of a left-handed batter, this next fastball up is going to look like it's 110. He already throws 98.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Goodwin, 2 outs. First strikeout for Cabrera.
If you take that second breaking ball and it's a strike, you throw the breaking ball again. Once you have the hitter swing and he fouls it off, there's no chance he's catching that fastball. He's got to think in his mind, all right, I've got to slow down just a little bit so I can stay on that breaking ball in case he throws it a 3rd consecutive pitch.
2-out batter, Jose Garcia. And this is Cabrera, just 23 years of age, from the Dominican Republic. Foul tip into the mid of Molina. And it's quickly 0-2.
Not only does Cabrera have good velocity, but he really gets on top of the ball, driving it down. That way the ball stays within the hit zone even shorter than a guy that's a little under the ball.
Left field. Step on the track is O'Neill, and the Reds are done. Pitcher Tom Seaver, 75 years of age. According to the National Baseball Hall of Fame, Seaver passed away peacefully in his sleep of complications from dementia and COVID-19. One of the greatest to ever pitch. 311 games he won, 2.86 earned run average, and everyone that was around Tom Seaver talked about what a wonderful person he was.
Tremendous human being.
Great human being, terrific sense of humor.
Role model for a lot of young pitchers right around my time.
Yep. And we are deeply saddened by the news, and I'd like to send out our condolences, our thoughts and prayers to the Seaver family. No balls and 2 strikes, the count on Yadier Molina. 3-3 game. '78. Tom Seaver, after a couple of close calls, threw his one and only no-hitter in a Reds uniform, June 16th of 1978. Treese into the bag, and one of my favorite calls from your former partner, too, Marty Brennan. Great call on that play. Akiyama makes another catch up against the wall. He continues to flash the leather defensively for the Reds here in 2020.
Tell you, Yadier Molina He is swinging at anything close and making contact. You get him 0-2 now, it's not about going up in the zone like you normally would. It's about bouncing it out there at the cut of the grass. That way he may not be able to catch it on the hop.
Balls and a strike on Matt Carpenter. So Malley pitching into the 7th here, 88 pitches, and very, very much important for the Reds. When you look at what happened here last night with the starting pitcher Sonny Gray going only 2/3 of an inning, they nearly emptied out their bullpen as he strikes out Carpenter, and Malley seemingly getting better here in 6 and 7.
When you don't overthrow your breaking ball, you get this kind of break. Because when you're trying to throw it too hard, a lot of times the front shoulder leaks a little bit towards the first baseline. Your arm starts to drag a little bit, and instead of getting on top of the ball, you get under it, and the ball just rolls to the plate. I think when you're fatigued, as Malley is now, you just get right up on top and just think about, okay, just finish the ball and keep it down. I mean, even that pitch there, that's down in the dirt, but that had some great bite to it. But it's no longer about the body having to push to the plate. Malley is nice and relaxed. He's just getting the arm in a good spot and coming on to the plate.
Malley trying to get through 7. Last time he completed 7 innings, June 19th of last season against the Astros. Foul tip into the mid of Barnhart. A ball and 2 strikes.
You know, the adrenaline that you have early in the ball game, whether it's from anxiety or whether it's just from being excited about starting a ball game, sometimes that can be your worst enemy if you don't control it. At a point like this at the end of the ball game, when you have a little bit of fatigue, it's your greatest asset. I mean, that pitch is 97, and here we are right at 100 pitches for Tyler Malley. Looks like Antone and Garrett throwing in the Reds' pen.
One, 2 again. Popped up behind home plate. Does Barnhart have room? He does not. It falls just over the screen.
That ball was so much straight up that when it came down, it hit the ledge behind the netting behind home plate, and we're only talking about 6 inches. One of those ledges that if you set your beer up there and you've had a few, you might miss the edge.
I don't know of what you speak.
It's not that wide.
We'll do the 1-2 again. Here it comes. 2-2. Speaking from experience there about that ledge thing.
I've never sat behind home plate. I wouldn't know anything about it.
I
have sat in the diamond seats. I actually did the broadcast from down there when Chapman was pitching.
Remember that. Now the 2-2. Full count.
Now the adrenaline working a little bit against Tyler Malley. You can see him really pushing to try to finish this inning. I think he senses in the back of his mind this is his last inning, and he wants to be able to get this out, get in the dugout, and at least give himself an opportunity for a win if the Reds can put a run on the board here in the bottom.
3-2 pitch. Grounded to the left side. Backhanded by Garcia. Look at his arm. And Tyler Mahle ties a career high 7 innings from the shortstop Garcia. It's a pretty good arm right here.
Well, not only was the throw incredible, but just the avoidance of the contact with Eugenio Suarez as the Reds' third baseman was moving towards that ball as well. And you could see a little bit of communication there, as if the youngster Garcia said, I got it. Well, he got it all right.
No doubt.
That's how you do it.
We talk about as Akiyama goes the other way, but it is caught by O'Neill for the inning's first out. We talk about easy gas from a pitcher. That looked fairly easy from Garcia in routine, but that had some giddy up on it on the run.
Well, we have seen a couple of throws from that side of the infield from the youngster Jose Garcia that would remind you of some of the better arms that we've seen at the big league position. You think Tony Fernandez, Sean Dunston, that's the kind of class that I'm putting him in. And granted, he's got a long way to go to learn that spot. He's only 22, just turned 22.
Well, Sean Dunston had a rocket.
Oh. But the thing about Garcia that I like is he's able to make that type of straight line throw and not have to be in the perfect throwing position.
Two balls and a strike, the count on Tucker Barnhart. It was Barnhart last time up that tied the game. Reds were down 3-1.
I think that Genesis Cabrera would like to have a rosin bag. And with the way the COVID thing is gone, kind of have to have a rosin bag with your name on it. Everybody brings their own in.
Brings their own in. You see a guy coming out of the pen bring their own rosin bag in, and you'll see the ball boys, in this case, take out a new one each half inning.
I know Cabrera gave up, was responsible for 3 of the 4 runs when the grand slam was hit by Davidson in St. Louis, but he was not the one that gave it up.
It was given up by Ty Webb.
But I love this kid's arm. His stuff is just electric. The only problem for Cabrera that you may have down the line, and there's been spurts of a little bit of erratic pitch throwing. But boy, you got to like what you see.
Payoff to Barnhart.
When you're able to rifle fastballs within the middle of the strike zone and hitters are still not picking it up, that should tell you something about not only the velocity that you possess, but you're hiding the ball. I mean, there are a lot of guys that throw 98, but this kid's throwing right out of the back of his hat.
Barnhart fights off back-to-back 3-2 pitches.
And when I say back of the hat, his hand appears to be very close to his head as he releases the ball to the plate. It's not out towards the first base bag or the first base line. It's not that high 3/4 delivery. It is straight over the top.
And a nice at-bat by Tucker, drawing the walk. Second walk surrendered by Cabrera.
And that's interesting. In today's game, the straight over the top pitch is actually an asset now because of the high strike and the appearance of the ball coming down in the zone, and it stays high, and it's called a strike. 20 years ago, if you didn't have movement and a high 3/4 delivery where the ball would come off plane, it was not considered real good. That's straight over the top. Nobody liked that a whole lot unless you were just Nolan Ryan, and there's only one Nolan.
This will drive O'Neill back. 2 down.
Well, this was going to be the perfect setup for Nick Castellanos, especially with a pitcher on the mound that would challenge him with a fastball and being left-handed. But Mike Shildt says, not so fast.
Righty John Gant has been warming up for St. Louis, and he will get the call. 1 on, 2 outs. And a 3. Gant, the third pitcher of the night for Mike Shildt.
John Gant possesses a pretty good fastball that he uses on both sides of the plate, but his weapon of choice is trying to make you chase that changeup. And if you chase it, you're in trouble.
He will face Nick Castellanos. With Tucker Barnhart on first base. Castellanos 2 for 6 with 2 doubles in his career versus Gant. And speaking of rosin bags, Gant will do the full arm. First pitch to Castellanos. Downstairs.
Well, we have seen Nick go to the right side of the infield, especially when it's vacated the way that it is right now. Colton Wong is playing on just slightly to the shortstop side of second base up the middle. And with Goldschmidt holding the runner, it is wide open on the right side.
The big cut, 1-1. No home runs allowed last 31 1/3. 5th longest streak in all of Major League Baseball.
Great American Ballpark has a tendency to break those streaks.
The 1-1.
Cardinals outfielders very deep with 2 outs, trying to cut off anything in the gaps, and no doubles type of defense.
Two 2-1 from Gant.
Taking a couple of shots if you're Nick Castellanos to try to lift the ball out of the ballpark, and he's been way out in front of the off-speed pitch. I imagine he's probably asking Nick Lentz right now, is that a strike that I'm swinging at? Because you're trying to get your perception of the zone and trying to hone it in with a new pitcher on the mound.
Full count.
You know, Gant shows you the fastball so you can see the velocity, trying to speed up your eyes a little bit. But his go-to pitch when he has to have an out is that off-speed pitch, that changeup.
The payoff. And it's a walk to Castellanos. Go ahead run in scoring position.
Well, that is not what manager Mike Shildt wanted.
Particularly with the lefty Winker about to stroll to the plate.
Well, when you bring in a reliever in this kind of spot, especially with 2 outs, you're wanting that reliever to go after the hitter that's at the plate and make him swing the bat. Now, granted, there were a couple of swings by Castellanos, but he didn't have contact. And now you've put things back in the Reds' corner with Winker at the plate.
Game being held up because
Gonna run for Barnhart.
Aristides Aquino out of the dugout And he will take over for Barnhart on the base pass. And that, again, is the go-ahead run. David Bell, a much faster runner out there. And the batter is Winker, who made a bid for National League Player of the Month. Fernando Tatis Jr. won it, who obviously has been setting the world on fire. But
Winker's numbers were right up there with everyone else's.
369 average, second in baseball, second in on-base percentage, second in slugging percentage in the month of August. First pitch strike.
And everyone made such a big deal about the 3-0 swing and the grand slam by Tatis. But grand slams garner attention. They also add to your RBI total. He had 33 for the month.
$33.
Do that math over a 6-month season.
Mercy.
Getting up there with Hack Wilson.
Hey. Yeah, when I was we're lucky enough to have a vote for Player of the Month. When I looked at the RBI totals of Tatis Jr., mercy.
It's the part about Jesse Winker. He has the power. He has the quickness with the hands. But probably more importantly, for a great hitter, he has the eye. Swing at strikes. Because us pitchers, we're trying to get you to swing at pitches that are borderline, that look like strikes.
2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. He swung out of his shoes. That has been a theme for Winker. He has at least gone down to one knee multiple times. This time completely hit the deck.
It's a bit of Javier Baez swing right there. Look, I don't care if you kick it out there.
Find some green in the outfield.
Just get it done.
First and second, 2 outs, 2 balls, and 2 strikes. The count on Winker. Full count. Kino at second. Castellanos at first. Both will be on the move upon the pitch.
I got to believe he's going to get another changeup here.
Payoff pitch.
Tricked me.
Strike 3 called.
And Winker.
Fred Strand 2 in the. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you after the game. 8th inning, new pitcher for the Reds. It's Amir Garrett taking over, and a brand new batter altogether as Kurt Casale behind the plate for the Reds. Two balls and no strikes, the count on Lane Thomas. 9-1-2 due up for the Cardinals here in the 8th. Garrett taking over for Tyler Malley, who turned in a good one, tied his career high with 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs they were earned, walked 2, struck out 3. 97 pitches, 67 of which were strikes. So a quality start for Malley. Two the count on Lane Thomas. Akiyama near the wall. Long, loud out. 1 down. And now the top of the order in Colton Wong. It's ball at 96 outside.
We have seen that pitch called a strike many times tonight. Yes, it's a ball, but we've seen it call a strike.
One pitch.
These are the types of ball games that, and I know the fans are looking for this, but the players have got to figure out a way to win these grinding ball games, these one-run games, these games that are just throat cutters all the way down to the very final pitch. And it's a matter of staying in concentration, continuing to grind it out, and executing under pressure. Because in order to get to the next level and to move up into the division and to be a playoff contender nonstop, these are the games that you have to figure out a way to win. And that's not just about talent, it's about the mental will to get it done.
Full count on Wong. Swing and a miss. 2 down.
Hey, I really enjoy watching this guy pitch. Never any fear from Garrett, never any hesitation. He may give up the game on Tuesday, come out, strike out the side on Wednesday with the bases loaded. The guy just competes his tail off. You have to love that.
And now he goes to work on Tommy Edman. Gas at 97. Right center field, and that will fall.
Right off the end of the bat. Breaking ball. It was elevated a little bit. Looked like it came out of the hand a bit early from Garrett. You can't hit it off the end any more than that. If it's any more off the end, you miss it.
With Paul Goldschmidt coming to the plate, here comes David Bell to the mound. Raisel Iglesias has been warming up in the Reds' pen. Garrett has faced his minimum 3 batters here in the new rule in 2020. And David Bell will call on Raisel Iglesias. Primetime matchup coming up to face the ever-dangerous Paul Goldschmidt. Obviously a non-save situation for Rysel. And that has been a mixed bag over the last 2 seasons.
Well, it could very well be considered a save situation to save the Reds from dropping to a 4-game losing streak. And in this spot, if you don't have any adrenaline and your team's sinking fast, you got to come on with it.
Fouled back, 1-1. Goldschmidt 2 for 11 off of Iglesias. Just underneath of it. It is Akiyama calling for it. And Iglesias comes in and gets Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by your local Toyota dealer. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Still knotted at 3. Bottom of the 8th. John Gant still on the hill for the Cardinals. He'll face 3, 4, and 5 in the Reds' order. First pitch to Suarez. Suarez, Moustakas, Goodwin due up. Trying to break a 3-3 tie. Oh, 2 pitch. 1 down.
Previous pitch, a changeup inside. Comes back with a fastball inside. Fastball a bit lower than the changeup. But when you slow the hitter's eyes down with the previous pitch, as long as you make your location, got a better chance than not.
Here comes the skipper for the Cardinals to the hill, Mike Schilt. And he will take the ball from John Gant with the lefty Mike Moustakas due up. And we'll reset it on the other side. Lefty Mike Moustakas.
Gomber has done awfully well out of this Cardinal bullpen, especially when it comes to facing left-handers. He's got that late breaking, more of a sweeping curveball.
Couple of walks tonight for Moustakas. And there it is, that sweeping breaking ball. Spots it for a strike.
That one didn't quite sweep as much as we saw in last night's game.
Reds have Matt Davidson in the on-deck circle. And he would hit for the lefty Goodwin.
There it is. Oh, thank you, Lord. That was right there.
Whew. That has been a strike most of the night.
That has been a strike since back in the early 1800s. And you see what happened there. Moustakas knew it was a strike, and he said, look, I'm just going to swing at it.
I'm not going to let you ring me up. You paralyzed me the first time.
2-2 pitch. Wong. Oh, what a play by Colton Wong. In short right field, backhand. A perfect throw.
Great play by Colton Wong. Not a big believer when Wong first got to the big leagues in his defensive prowess, but he has made some plays over the last few years against the Reds that I tip my hat. That kid can flat pick it, and that off-balance throw that he just made there, it seems like he's starting to make that a patented effort.
We talked about that grand slam back on the 21st against the Cardinals. Off of Webb.
Well, if you're Mike Schilt, you had to know if you brought in Austin Gomber to face Moustakas, he was going to face Davidson the next batter. I think there are a lot of folks out there that say, well, having to face three batters, that takes some of the strategy out of the game. No, it doesn't, because every manager knows you bring in a relief pitcher, you got to start calculating who he's going to face off the bench.
Molina back to the screen and runs out of room.
It may be a different type of strategy, but it's strategy nonetheless. Davidson definitely wants the ball down.
These two have never squared off in a big league game. 3-1.
I'm sure that Austin Gomber has in the back of his mind the ball that left the stadium in St. Louis for the grand slam. And he's got to be thinking, all right, I don't want to throw the ball there.
3-1 pitch.
Well, that dropped out of the sky.
Payoff to Davidson. Swing and a miss. Off to the ninth we go. Tied. Tyler Mahle started this ball game. Brad Miller, solo home run in the second. Home half of the second, it was Shogo Akiyama. Two-out base hit. Tied the game at 1. Yadier Molina in the fifth. And the other catcher on the diamond tonight, Barnhart, 2-run home run in the fifth. Tied the game at 3. And that's where we still stand as we enter inning number 9. Marcelo Iglesias came in to get the final out of the 8th, and he's back out there for the 9th. Michael Lorenzen is into the game defensively in center field. He will be batting in the 6th spot. And it's a leadoff base hit for Brad Miller. So go ahead, run aboard.
Breaking ball. Just really see the flat plane of the bat coming through. Head down, front shoulder closed right on the baseball. Evidently, Brad Miller seeing the ball awfully well right now.
And the first pitch to Paul DeYoung. Check swing. The 0-1. Out in front just a little bit. No balls and 2 strikes.
To me, when you see a hitter do what DeYoung just did, you're spinning on the ball that's inside and spinning on it so much so that you pull it into the second deck over your third base dugout. It's just a definite clue he likes the ball in.
Peel down to first and no.
Of course, that should be no secret at this point.
Young holds up just enough. And now the 1-2 pitch. Two-two offering from Iglesias. Another check swing, another appeal, and another no from Angel Hernandez.
Reds dugout not happy with this swing, and that will tell you why.
The 3-2. And it's a walk. First 2 have reached in the ninth.
Well, we've talked about this in St. Louis. We've talked about it here in these 3 ball games. Molina, he's not up there to walk. He is up there to swing. And if it's close, he'll expand the zone, especially in this type of spot. He will give you the double play ball if you make the pitch. The breaking ball that's down. And we've seen all night tonight where he has really tried to get the bat head out and pull the ball, even on a pitch that has been well in off the plate.
Squaring to bunt is Molina. Reds were sensing bunt as Votto was coming in on the grass the whole way. Suarez was hanging tight at third if there would be a force out at the bag. See what happens on the 0-1. Squaring again and gets it down. And Iglesias' play is to first, and that is Moustakas that had to come a long way to cover first base. Looked like he might have had a shot to get the runner going to third, but elects to go to first. And now the go-ahead run 90 feet away.
I'm not sure that you could put down a better bunt than what Molina did there.
Now they're going to intentionally walk Matt Carpenter to load the bases. Set up a double play or a force out at any bag. And it will be Iglesias versus Tyler O'Neill here.
O'Neill has had a tough time catching up with that fastball up. The breaking ball, it fits right into his bat speed.
Field playing in for the Reds, although up the middle, moderately in position for a double play ball. No balls and 2 strikes. Haven't seen many sacrifice bunts here in 2020. That's just the second one against the Reds this season.
We're in the era of swing hard in case you hit it.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and that's a huge out for Iglesias.
Make your pitch with the fastball, you will get a slider speed bat. And we have seen O'Neill chase that pitch several times in the games that the Reds have played the Cardinals this year and come up empty.
And now Iglesias 1 out away from escaping trouble.
He's pulling everything.
It's the 9-batter Lane Thomas.
If you're Iglesias, you'd really love to be able to stay right out there. Ground ball to third, 2 fly balls to left. Thomas really trying to spin on the ball right now.
Field back with 2 outs.
Change the eyes up. You can go right back down and away.
Strike called.
When you see guys really pulling early, especially when they haven't played in a while and Thomas is just now getting back into the swing of things, that tells me he doesn't trust his bat speed, so he's trying to open the hips, get the hands through early, take advantage of it on the outside corner.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Bases full of Cardinals. 2-2 count, 2 outs, tie game, 9th inning. Swing and a miss.
Good job.
Iglesias strikes out. Pirates coming up this weekend. For game times and additional information, visit Reds.com. And we'll warm you up per usual with Reds Live, the pregame edition. As always, brought to you by Ray St. Clair Roofing. It's an off day / travel day tomorrow, and then Friday it is a doubleheader. Castillo and Bauer will get the ball for the Reds. Stephen Brault and also the dreaded TBD pitcher to be determined. The Pirates and the Buccos this weekend. But the business at hand here is a 3-3 game. The Reds a chance to win it here in the bottom of the 9th. Giovanni Gallegos, the pitcher for the Cardinals.
Gallegos has really been the closer for this Cardinal club. And rightly so. He's only allowed 2 hits in 8 innings, hasn't walked a batter, and struck out 10. He just hasn't given up anything. And I mean that literally. That would be a 0 ERA.
The batter is Jose Garcia. Garcia, Akiyama, and Casale due up here in the 9th. Check swing. And Nick Lentz brings up the strike.
I think it's a different strategy for managers now that you know that if you go into extra innings, you start with a runner at second base. So it makes sense to bring in your closer to give you an opportunity to move to the next inning if you're not winning in the bottom of the ninth and on the road.
Down goes Garcia on 3 pitches.
Gallegos stays down early with the fastball, and it makes that slider that starts a bit up a little more enticing for the youngster Garcia.
Here's Akiyama. He has driven in a run. He has scored a run tonight. One-oh pitch.
If you're Mike Schilt, you're just trying to get your top of the order to the plate one more time. And if he can get through this inning without the Reds scoring, you've got Colton Wong leading things off with a runner at second base in the top of the 10th. You've got Gallegos on the mound. You're hoping that he can get the bottom of the order of the Reds out and go back to the top in the bottom of the 10th.
3 balls and no strikes. The count on Akiyama. Taking all the way, and it's a 4-pitch walk. Winning run at first base. Batter is Curt Casali.
I think if you get Votto to the plate with Akiyama in scoring position, you win the ball game right here.
First pitch to Casali. There weren't many bright spots last night for the Reds. Casali, though, had a 3-hit night and survived taking a pitch fastball off the wrist. Flush. Really looked ugly at the time, and he said that he has a pad that comes out from his mitt that, in his terms, saved his season. But it hit him flush. He's in a big situation here. One-oh pitch. 2-0. 6 straight pitches out of the strike zone. Here it is last night.
Bit of a cross up.
See that black padding that extends out of his glove, and he said that saved his season. But
still hurt.
He said it was one of the most painful he's ever had.
Caught it right off the bone on the backside of his wrist.
Six straight pitches out of the zone. We'll see if Sally's taken here in the hitter's count, and 3-0.
This is not Gallegos' night. He walked his first batter of the year in Akiyama, and he's 3-0 here on Curt Casali.
7 straight balls, and Casali will be in full take mode here. Gallegos needs a strike. And gets it. Three-one pitch. Back-to-back strikes on the outside corner.
Well, for a guy that just threw 7 consecutive balls, those were 2 painted fastballs over the outside edge from Giovanni Gallegos. Let's say that qualifies as making the adjustment.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, winning run on first base. And it's a walk to Casale. Winning run in scoring position with Votto coming to the plate.
I think you win it right here. Votto does not have a hit here tonight. 5-game hitting streak coming into this ball game.
He has the most walk-off hits in Great American Ballpark history.
Bench me for 3 games. I'll show him. He's got to be thinking that. He's got to be thinking it.
First pitch to Votto.
You can see how the outfielders for the Cardinals have really moved in case of a line drive or a ball that drops in front of them. They're going to try to shorten the distance between the batted ball and home plate because they will have to try out to throw out Akiyama.
The 0-1. The 0-2. Into right center field. Here comes Akiyama, rounding third. Throw to the plate and walk it off Joey Votto.
Told you. Get Akiyama in scoring position. The guy with the chip on his shoulder comes through big time.
High fives all around for Votto as the Reds win it 4-3.
Backdoor breaking ball. Votto just goes out there and hooks it, and he hooks it on a line. And it was not directly at the right fielder. So it gave Shogo Akiyama a bit of an extra chance to get to the plate. He makes it easily.
Suarez leading the charge out of the dugout. Not much better in baseball than a walk-off hit. And it has been a tough stretch for the Reds. And a much-needed W here tonight. And Jeff Pecoro standing by with Joey Votto.
Thanks a lot, Jim. Boy, I've seen Joey happy a lot of times, but very excited right now. Joey Votto, 5-game hitting streak coming into here. You look like it was maybe a breaking ball there that he laid over the plate, and you were able to put it out into the opposite field. Nicely done.
Yeah, I got a couple guys that tough at bats beforehand, got on base, and we got to get the game. We got to get a win. We got to get going, and today was a good win. Tyler fought well, pitched well. Amir, Raciel. Yeah, it was a good win today.
Joey, we've talked to you ad nauseum over the last 4 or 5 days about what's happened, but boy, at this homestand, especially these last 5 games, you just look a lot more aggressive out there, I guess. You just feeling it more? You seeing the ball better? What's been the difference?
Yeah, I think so. Trusting my ability, and we've been working at this for a bit now, so, I'm glad.
I bet that felt good because it's awful warm out here.
Oh, my God, bro. I wish they threw you out, man. We've been working at it for a bit, and, today was we just had to win. We had to win, so.
Joey, what has it been like?
Bro.
What's it been like in the clubhouse, especially this last 24 hours? You go out, you're able to get Archie Bradley, you're able to get Goodwin, so you got, it shows that the ownership here, they want to win, and they want to win now.
Yeah, we got to win now, and we have the opportunity to this year, and we've got a good team. And I hear it from so much. There you go. Is that it right there? Yeah, all right. Yeah, we got a good team, and we're gonna push this all the way to the very end, last day of the year, and we haven't given up on ourselves. We don't even talk like that.
Sure.
There's not language in our clubhouse. We just keep pushing, keep moving forward, and we're optimistic, and we can't wait to, continue to compete.
Final question for you. I'm sure that you don't want to get swept, especially by that team across. This was a huge win for you guys, getting ready to head out on the road.
Yeah. Yesterday's game was not a good game, and it is one game, but we have to come out and win these one-run games for sure. So we're off to Pittsburgh next, and we can't wait to compete for sure. Everyone's a tough competition this year, and we take it seriously.
Congratulations on a great win.
Thank you.
Nice
Good
night
win.
tonight.
Good win.
Joey Votto extends that hitting streak now to 6 games, and the Reds are able to salvage this final game of the homestand. We come back, we'll head inside to the studio to the boys. Reds win it. Walk-off fashion.